run. This is going to be a close impromptu segment about differences between the British and the Americans and why Americans are like very oddly running into fascism, because I just realized this would be a very good segment idea and it was one I was planning of doing anyways. Now first, let me zoom out generally on Google so that I don't fucking dox myself. Because for some reason Google always decides that it is such a good idea to like immediately put you where you are, and I don't want to do that. Okay, so this is the United States of America. If we zoom in right here, this state right here, that's where I'm from. I'm willing to say that because there are 10 million people who live here. As you can see, the United States is very massive. The UK is massive too, but like comparatively, the UK versus the US, that's nothing. That is nothing. In terms of size. I think Germany's set to do really well off, especially since they've had their fascist regime a long time ago. Yeah, that's the issue when it comes down to it. The issue with the United States is, again, if we go back to this, the United States is so massive and so underconnected that a lot of people end up being like not with a lot of other people who can provide them different experiences and stop them from being bad people. And we saw that earlier with the Eli Yoder thing. I think the only reason why Eli Yoder holds the opinions that he does is because Eli Yoder, like, grew up in a cult, which the Amish are mostly surrounded in Pennsylvania, I think, like Pennsylvania up here. Although he talks about like a lot of other areas, like some in like Tennessee even. But it's because those are very insular and private communities that don't allow people to really interact much. And that's the issue with a lot of countries. That was partially the issue with Germany, which, like, going into World War II, which, of course, we all know the main issue that led to German Nazism was Nazis were really bad. Not really bad. They were really good at subverting democracy, which was a really bad thing. And also, Germany as a country, like, keep in mind, Germany as we think of it really only came into being in, like, the late 1800s. Before then, it was just, like, Germany was quite literally just a bunch of, like, fragmented states, like, over here. It wasn't until Otto von Bismarck came through and, like, kind of federalized the area. And even then, it wasn't really a country like that. You know, like, they had things, but they had different regions. Like, you know, fucking Nazis in and around, like, certain areas of Germany weren't as popular as they were in, say, like, Bavaria, where they were really popular. Things of that, you know? Which is part of the reason why the United States is so bad when it comes to fascism, especially when compared to other countries. The United States is too big, and a lot of people aren't connected, which means political power is basically cemented a lot in cities, as it is in any other country, but there isn't a lot of interaction between the cities and the countryside, because countryside and cities are so vastly apart. It also comes in the fact that, like, firstly, the United States has a very long vested history of racism. Trust me, I know. I know of the United States' long vested history with racism. It still happens today. I know it still happens today. I know it still happens today. Okay? Trust me, I've experienced it. It isn't fun. Another thing that sets apart the United States of America is that our education system isn't that good compared to other countries. It's very poor, very underfunded. We are the capitalist superpower of the world, which is not very good because, of course, when capital owners want to maintain their wealth, instead of letting class conflict foment, they will try to turn it into social conflict. Capitalist business owners, the bourgeois, you know, your Jeff Bezoses, your your oil billionaires, people like that, they don't like class conflict to happen, so they will turn it into social conflict between races, between between gender identities, sexual identities, things of that nature. They will do that, which works out really well for fascism, and also fascists like maintaining power. And when you have a federalized system, especially with the way that the United States, since its inception, was stratified to kind of favor the little guy, you don't have a lot of goodness coming in terms of ensuring that the democratic will of the people are followed. So, the United States on definitely a trend towards fascism, and part of the reason is because the United States is kind of just stratified in a way that benefits fascists a little bit more. It can happen anywhere. It can happen here. It is happening here. But there are some key things that have led up to that. I might not upload this segment. It hasn't been the best. But with that being said, I love you all. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. Links in the description. If you like this video, make sure to share, like it, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. I will see you all in the next video.